We go to schools, teach kids about wildlife. But he's also a foster dad. When we get in baby great horned owls, if we can't raise them, they're gonna grow up as confused as him, and we won't be able to release them. But we can take the babies, put them out in the flight cage with him. He hangs out with them. They grow up knowing that they're great horned owls. They get released and they want nothing to do with people. So he's not only an ambassador, but a foster dad. And this is probably going to be his last public appearance for the next few months, because this Tuesday he's getting 3 baby great horned owls. One has a broken leg and a broken wing.
Oh.
And another one was displaced. We don't know how. It was walking around Philadelphia. It's like on the ground in Philly, no nest, no parents. And that one's getting shipped to us. And
I could have brought it out with me.
we have another one that came in as a hatchling.
Hi.
That a red-tailed hawk and some crows had raided a new nest, and the female was really inexperienced, and she ended up finally abandoning the situation and left the baby behind.
Is he hot?
Yeah, that's how he cools himself off.
Pants like a dog.
Yeah. If they sweat, they'd get their feathers all slimy and they wouldn't be able to fly. It's called gular fluttering. Everything with raptors has a special name. It's not panting, it's gular fluttering. They don't have toenails, they have talons. Everything has a different name. I don't know, what would you like to know about him? Don't whack me in the head, please.
Putting on a show.
Is he essentially friendly to people?
He's
Or does he
good with me.
tolerate people?
He thinks he's a person. So
Okay.
he's very confused.
It's my phone.
And wildlife rehabilitators have to sometimes be like a kind of a detective. Look at how an animal's behaving, what kind of signs it's showing, and figure out what happened to the bird. One thing that's unique about him is he cannot raise his left horn on his own. I can lift his horns up. This is what gives him his name. He's a great horned owl.
Cool.
Put your horns up. Now look that way. There you go. But this one's going to collapse and fall down. But when he raises them on his own, only the one goes up. That's a sign of a bird that had a head injury. But he's also a human imprint. And that only happens in a short window of time between the time they're about 15 days old and 30 days old. So with those facts, we can kind of figure out that he probably was a baby, injured, someone found him, raised him, and really meant to do well by him because they released him. And when he was a year old, he decided it's time now to get a mate. He went back to the picture in his mind of mom, which happened to be a human being. Picked a woman out in a farmhouse in Higgins, and was making overtures to her. She couldn't leave her house. When she described what he was doing, I realized it was mating behavior and it wasn't aggression. So I went out and had a talk with him and kind of convinced him I was a better catch than she was. And every year I give him babies, so he thinks we nest successfully every year. So, up, come on now. Up.
Can he
Thank
fly on his
you.
own? Can he fly on his own?
Yes, and he lives outdoor in a flight cage. So that's one of the reasons he's panning now, is the temperature difference, because he's kind of used to like the 30s during the day right now and like 25 at night. We bring him in here and it's 70, so he's warm.
Can he walk?
He can walk, he can do anything an owl can do. He can hunt. There's nothing physically wrong with him at all. But one of the things, if he's loose, he does is he tries to land on people's shoulders and people's heads. And if you look at those,
Yes, talons are a little sharp.
a great horned owl has 1,500 pounds of pressure per square inch in the talon tips. The gloves that I have are elk hide with felt inside for crushing, and in between is Kevlar.
Oh, wow.
And he has gone through them, not these, because the one he went through I won't wear anymore. I was at the Schuylkill County Fair, and they hired us to do like just a walk through the crowd, and I picked him because I can really trust him. in a crowd. He doesn't attack people. He's pretty dependable. And a little girl came up to me, and she had a balloon. And he was never afraid of balloons. But then her little brother reached around and popped the balloon, and it went bang right in front of me. And he was so good. He didn't try to fly away. He didn't, but it startled him, and he gripped down, and a talon went in through the palm of my hand and out the back of my hand. Yeah. We take care of everything from hummingbirds to eagles, from white-tailed deer fawn down to little baby squirrels, baby bunnies, things like that. We also do snakes and turtles, anything that's wild in Pennsylvania except bear. We don't do bear. Of all the animals that I have worked with, from eagles, coyotes, bobcat, I have been injured the worst by great horned owls. They are extremely aggressive and powerful. This bird will eat every other bird in Pennsylvania. It'll eat all the other owls. It will eat an eagle if it can get one on the nest. They will eat osprey, and they will hunt large prey. Like they'll hunt weasels. They're the only natural predator of the skunk. They don't have good sense of smell, but they're very formidable.
If he gets close to you with his beak, has he ever snipped at you?
Yeah, I split my lip one time. No matter how friendly he is with me, yeah, you. They have really bad breath too. But I mean, as nice as he is with me, right? Like, and he'll let me do like silent flights. They're still wild animals, and I'm the only one who could do those things with him. And it was because I've worked with him for so long and trained him so long. Do I trust him? 99.9% of the time. But there's still that. But I would not trust him with anyone else because he gets very aggressive with anyone else. I'm just his primary handler.
How long will he live?
Their average lifespan is 15 to 20 years old. He's 25. Even his beak is gray. A great horned owl's beak is black. His has turned gray because he's that old. He also has gray around his beak. All of your great horns have a white patch right here. That's one of the field signs that you look for to determine if it's great horn over your other owls. But they don't have gray faces. That's age. In captivity, there have been a very few that have been known to live to be like 35, 40 years old. So we're really hopeful, but he is extremely old for a bird, for a great horned owl. But
He's very healthy.
he is. We did have an issue. Yes, thank you.